You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Folks, we're seeing, of course, a lot of people out here who are voting as a result of the election. And what that is leading to is still some issues in North Carolina. Of course, we're seeing the exact same thing take place where 11% of mail-in ballots that have been returned in North Carolina's Guilford County and Greensboro have been rejected. That's more than 6 times the statewide rejection rate. 20% of mail-in ballots returned by black voters in Guilford County have been rejected so far, compared to 7% of those returned by white voters. Joining us now is Tomas Lopez, Executive Director of Democracy North Carolina. Tomas, first of all, okay, they're being rejected. Are they notifying voters if they're being rejected, or do folks even know that their ballots are not being counted?
Well, thanks for having me, Roland. And actually, you raise a really important point here. When we talk about voters who are having their ballots, you mentioned the term rejected. We're actually trying to actually say to people, look, your ballot in many cases has not actually been officially rejected, and that there is a process that right now is on hold, but that our organization has been working to put in place. We want a court ruling in August, and there's some more things to come in the coming days on that, to make sure that when voters have some kind of issues on their ballot, that before that ballot is actually formally rejected, that they actually get a chance to correct it. So there was a court ruling in August that said that the state has to be providing voters with that opportunity. We call it to cure their ballot. And there's been a lot of ambiguity around it in terms of the implementation over the last couple of weeks. And so we're back in court this week to hopefully get some clarity for those voters to make sure that actually those are not final rejections and that they can have their ballot actually counted by filling out some kind of form. The other thing I would add, too, is that thankfully it's early enough in the voting process that if for some reason those voters' ballots, they say, well, they are rejected, they don't count, I know that those voters are going to be given a chance to fill out a new ballot. And that's one of the things that is, frankly, part of the procedure that election officials need to be following. But there is a lot happening at this moment. And I want to both, sound one, the concern, that we're seeing around ballots not being counted, but two, some level of assurance that, we are supposed to have a cure process that is continued to be worked on, and hopefully sooner rather than later, we'll get clarity on what the final version of that will look like.
So how are folks notified? I mean, so if there are issues with their ballot, then does someone call them? Is there an email? Is a letter go out? And then how long does that actually take? So what's that process? Because clearly North Carolina is a battleground state. You've got Roy Cooper on the ballot. You got for governor. You got Cal Cunningham, who was running obviously against Tom Tillis for the United States Senate. North Carolina could flip towards Joe Biden away from Donald Trump, just like Obama won in 2008. So North Carolina is a critical state because if you're Biden and you win North Carolina, that lessens the need to win Wisconsin, Michigan, or Pennsylvania.
Well, one of the things that you mentioned, Roland, that's really important here is, that notification process is built into the clarity that we actually do need from our election officials and the courts. And to play out what's happened here is that we won a court ruling in August that said, North Carolina, you need to have a cure process. Our state election officials created a cure process. And then what happened was, subsequent to another lawsuit, they revised that process in late September. A few days after they revised that process, new litigation was filed by the Republican National Committee and the Donald Trump campaign challenging that process. And so right now, the voters' ballots that would otherwise kind of go through the full procedure, and if they had some kind of deficiency about getting a phone call and or an email and or something in the mail, that's all on hold for a little while, hopefully not more than a few days. So I don't have an answer for you tonight about, hey, here is exactly how the process is going to work, except to say that we know there's going to be some scope for voters, at least some voters who have some issues with their ballots, to one, be notified that there is an issue, and two, given the opportunity for it to count without having to go fill out a whole new ballot.
All right, then. Tomas Lopez with Democracy North Carolina. We certainly appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, folks. Back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks at Seek.com, of course, they black-owned company founded by Mary Spiel. They have a couple of great products that you can actually get. This is their VR headset. This headset, folks, allows for you to actually take your cell phone, pop it right into here, close it up, and then you can actually watch the VR content, the virtual reality content on Seek.com right there through your phone. Actually, it's pretty cool. You can also look at 360-degree video from other websites as well, and it puts you literally right there where the video was shot. And so they have this particular headset right here. They also have their 360-degree 4D headphones. And so these headphones right here, which are Bluetooth. Also, they have the headset, which you use for when you, if you're for all you gamers out there. And then, of course, it has this amazing sound, really, which actually covers around. Typically, you just have the headphones just right here, but this actually has a sound that goes all around your head. I love these headphones. Love listening to music with them and watching videos as well. And so, all you got to do, folks, is go to Seek.com, Seek.com. Use the promo code RMVIP2020. That's RMVIP2020 to actually try these out. And so that's what we want you to do. All right, folks. So again, go to Seek.com.